I'm Maria Athens at City Hall with the latest from Occupy LA. That story coming up. Witnesses say the couple clearly had one goal in mind, to end their own lives on these tracks. Police say they had no other choice except to respond with deadly force. I'm Maria Athens in Culver City with Marla Gibbs and the 7 Maids of Stockbridge.
Reporter Maria Athens joins us from the encampment with the story. Maria?
Jay, we're in downtown LA where these protesters have been camped out for weeks. You can see about 100 campsites in front of City Hall. But with police crackdowns in other cities, these people may not be here for long. With this much chanting and shouting, these LA protesters are getting comfortable with demonstrations. But recent police crackdowns at Occupy protests around the country have some people nervous. Richard Florence is one of them.
When it's happening in other countries, their protesters are viewed as heroes, but when it's happening here, they're mocked. And I think it's interesting that we try to go and spread so-called democracy all over the world when we can't even have it here ourselves.
These Occupy LA protesters say police have gone too far in cities such as New York, Portland, and Oakland. They fear the violence will spread to other encampments across the country. Protest organizer Mario Price says he wouldn't be surprised if it happened here in LA.
This is a protest. Protests typically can be peaceful or they can be brutal. Well, we tend to bring only the peace. So if anybody's going to be brutal in terms of aggressive actions, whatnot, it won't be us. It will be them.
How much is this one?
Protester Chris Mann says he is ready for a fight.
We will sue them and hurt them economically because that's what they understand. That's what everybody understands when you do something that's wrong. We hurt you economically. And because we're legally here, the ACLU, the NAACP, and pro bono attorneys are just itching to make money.
Even with their concerns, this camp is about to grow. Later today, hundreds of local artists will join in the protests. From downtown LA, I'm Maria Athens with News 25 LA. Jay, back to you.
Okay, Maria, thanks for that report.
Welcome to Friday Features. I'm Maria Athens. We're in Culver City, where history takes center stage. Marla Gibbs and Loretta Devine know a thing or two about struggling for success. That's why they jumped at the chance to perform in the play, The 7 Maids of Stockbridge. I talked with both Gibbs and Devine after the sold-out stage reading in Culver City.
The piece that we did tonight, The 7 Maids of Stockbridge, is very educational and very historic, and I think it's a wonderful piece that should be done in all the colleges because you really learn a lot about your history.
There were some maids that called me when I worked on the Jeffersons, and they were called the household technicians. And we marched on Washington. Somewhere along the line, we all came out of people who were maids and housekeepers. That was our heritage.
The play centers on 6 black maids and 1 white maid who worked in a segregated hotel in the 60s. It highlights their struggle with racism and discrimination before and during the civil rights movement.
Thank you so much.
Writer Kevin Segot says it's an important part of American history. Could you talk about the historical significance of this project?
I think it's important because of, the maids and how their stories went, and particularly these women that worked at a hotel and they heard all these stories and they couldn't do nothing. I also think that sometimes the maids were the spies of the civil rights movement.
The documentary will be released early next year. That's it for Friday Features. I'm Maria Athens. See you next time.